Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. Today I'm doing a video continuing my rankings of ranking all of the Beatles songs. And now I do five a video usually. I'm doing 131 to 127 as we are right now. We're still kind of in the middle of the Beatles, like not good yet, but not bad, just kind of in the middle, just okay Beatles songs that I hear every once in a while. Don't really put on playlists or not songs I love to listen to necessarily, but Beatles are so great, have so many great songs. They definitely have some songs in there which are just kind of in the middle. Um, and so we're going to start off with 131. I have a song called "Things We Said Today." Comes off of the Hard Day's Night album. Paul wrote this song on holiday, or as we call in America, vacation. In the Caribbean, he was on a yacht, living the great life at this point. Uh, he's on vacation on a yacht in the Caribbean. Could be great. Of course, he has acoustic guitar with him. Picks it up and just starts writing this song. Kind of writing about Jane, his girlfriend Jane Asher, as he's now becoming, of course, hugely famous. And he's traveling a lot, of course, doing tours and constantly on the go at this time. The Beatles were constantly on the go, making albums, going on tours, singles, concerts all over the place. Jane was an actress, so she was probably busy doing acting things. And so I imagine there's a lot of time apart between the two, though it was one of his longest relationships they had, and they were even engaged at one point, I know, and it didn't end up getting married, and it all fell apart. And then she, of course, eventually got married to someone else. And so it's a song about the fact that they're not together a lot. Him and Jane, they're far apart. Of course, he's probably on the yacht, I guess, without Jane, and so he just kind of was thinking about Jane and kind of came up with this song about things we said today, uh, and just that reflection on their relationship. Anyways, it was also a B side with Hard Day's Night being the A side. So Hard Day's Night, which was a number one single, I believe, for them, this was the B side on that. So not a terrible B side. Usually B sides aren't not nearly as good. Of course, so your A sides are usually your really hit song. In America, it didn't come on the Hard Day's Night album because Hard Day's Night in America had side A, songs from the movie, side B, orchestra music. So this didn't fit onto the American one. So it came off of a U.S. album called Something New. Had this, if you're in America, that's where you would have heard it. Things we said today, just Hard Day's Night, great album. So many great songs. This song is kind of one of the more forgotten songs on the album, I feel like. But still, the Beatles, Lennon and McCartney, was still just they were putting out so many songs, and they just knew how to make a really good, catchy rock hit. And this was just an okay, catchy tune. Not bad. It's okay. Put this in with some of the great ones. It's okay. You don't have, they don't they're on not all gonna be great. 130, I have "You Like Me Too Much." Comes off of the Help album in the UK. In the US again, it comes off of an album called Beatles 6. Didn't come on the Help album here until we got all the UK albums finally. George wrote this song. Of course, George wrote two songs for Help. "I Need You" and this one, "You Like Me Too Much." "I Need You" I like quite a bit better. It's much higher on my list. At this point, George is now starting to really get better as a songwriter. I mean, this is a huge jump in songwriting for George. Uh, like I said, he only wrote like one other song before Help, and that was "Don't Bother Me" from the With the Beatles, which a lot of people seem to like that song a lot more than I do. I already talked about "Don't Bother Me." It was pretty low on my list already of Beatles songs. It's one I don't care for at all. I think this is much better song than that one, and then "I Need You" is a much better song. So it's nice to see George really starting to get better. I think it took him a little bit longer because Lennon and McCartney were always writing together and having two great songwriters constantly writing together and kind of helping each other get better. George, I think, was writing most of his songs by himself, and then he'd get some input from John and Paul every once in a while, but they're probably busy writing their own songs, and I don't know if they thought, well, your song's not going to be a hit anyway. So, and George Martin definitely put more emphasis on Lennon McCartney and didn't try to help George too much, unfortunately. But he's obviously showing right now that he's starting to maybe he's learning from Paul and John. Of course, maybe just he's writing so much now, and as you write, the more you get better, the more you write. And so he's getting some of these out, and this is a decent song. I really love Help. This is maybe one of the lower songs on that album. It's still a good song. I enjoy it. Uh, it's a song about yeah, it's this girl. She won't. He's a little egotistical, saying that she wouldn't leave him because she likes him too much. Anyway, kind of song, and it's okay lyrically and everything. 129 is The Word, which comes off the Rubber Soul album. I believe John sings it, so it's probably mostly written by John. Rubber Soul, one of my favorite albums of all time. I just got the record not too long ago. I've listened to that. Amazing album. So many great songs and a lot of hidden gems in that album, I think. This is definitely a song that's more forgotten. If you're naming Rubber Soul songs, this is one you might have forgot that's on Rubber Soul. That's not one of the big ones. Even saying that, it's still a song I don't mind. I can listen to it just fine. Um, it has kind of an evangelistic style to it. He's talking about, the word. What is the word? It's almost this mysterious reveal. What is the word? As a Christian, we call the Bible the Word because the Bible is the Word of God. So when you say the Word, it does have a little bit of a religious aspect to it. But in this case, the Word isn't God, of course, but it is love. The Word is love, which is a very hippie kind of thing, which we're getting more hippie-ish now. So it's kind of more of a hippie-ish song. I see it. It's okay. Got fine vocals and harmonies and all that. Not the most catchiest song, but not bad. 128, we have Hold Me Tight, which was off of With the Beatles album, their second album. This one's written by Paul. Of course, it's Lynn McCartney, but Paul mostly wrote it. And I was thinking, this is a song, Hold Me Tight, that if you told me it was a cover song, I would totally buy that it was a cover song. In fact, when I first looked at it, I thought, is this a cover song? But then I was like, oh, no. It was written by Lynn McCartney. But it sounds like a cover song to me almost. It doesn't sound like a normal Beatles song. Of course, this is very early in their the only second album. So we're talking 1963. But as I looked at research, it says that Paul was very influenced by the Shirelles. Of course, it's a really popular girl group. They already did a cover of them, I believe. Baby It's You, I think, is maybe the cover they did. Maybe that might have been off the first album, Please Please Me. So they obviously listened to Shirelles, and they covered a lot. At this time, they were covering a lot of Motown, R&B type music. They were very influenced by them. So when I was first listening to this, of course, I thought this totally could be a Shirelle song or Smokey Robinson song. Totally fits in with the Motown aspect. So to me, it's not. This would make a great Motown song, but not necessarily a great Beatles song, because Beatles were different, I think, and it doesn't quite fit in what I love about the Beatles, but still, decent, catchy tune with some harmonies and so forth, and kind of fit that style, that Motown style. It says that Paul kind of saw it as a throwaway song. I think they wrote so much music that some of it they knew were hits. Some of them they thought, this is probably not a hit, but we need something, so just throw it somewhere. In fact, they wrote the song Paul wrote the song when they were coming up with the first album, and they thought this would probably come off of Please Please Me, but it didn't get off of that one. So then when they were doing this one, they had this already ready to go, and so they recorded this for With the Beatles anyways. Now my last song I'm going to talk about, number 127 on my list, is a cover song from Motown. It's You've Really Got a Hold on Me, written by Smokey Robinson in 1962. It was a fairly big hit for Smokey Robinson. It went number 8 on the Hot 100 pop charts, so pretty high there. Big one for him. I don't listen to a lot of Smokey Robinson, so I can't say I know a lot of his music. There's some songs I really like Tracks of My Tears I love and all that. Such a hit song. It was in 1998. It got put into the Grammy Hall of Fame. The Smokey Robinson version, I believe, not the Beatles version. Anyways, I believe this is a much bigger hit. It definitely was a much bigger hit for Smokey Robinson than it was for the Beatles. Again, the Beatles were so influenced by Smokey Robinson. I can't remember if they might have another Smokey Robinson, or if they don't have, there's a lot of songs that I'm researching that's like it was influenced by Smokey Robinson. I mean, Smokey Robinson was a great songwriter, great Motown singer, and Smokey Robinson, the Miracles, and they had tons of hits in the early '60s. So definitely was a good person to cover at this time period, and was a good one to do harmonies and so forth that the Beatles were so good on. Kind of a love song. I'm guessing. Uh, Girls Got a Hold on Me. Anyways, yeah, not a bad song. I think I've heard a lot of other people talk about it. I think Rich Strickler has talked about how he really likes the Smokey Robinson version better than this version. I think a lot of Beatle fans or a lot of music fans at this time would probably agree. And I guess I would agree. I'm not like a huge Smokey Robinson fan, but the song definitely I think fits his more soulful type of singing than John's, even though John's still does a decent job at it. And like I said, it's because it was a hit song. It's not a bad song to listen to. In fact, I'd put this up as maybe one of the better cover songs that the Beatles do. Probably higher up than a lot of the cover songs. Anyways, in my opinion. So yeah, so that's 127 on my list. So that's 5 more for you. And just thank you for watching the video. Feel free to comment on what you think about these songs and where you have them on your list. And just really appreciate all the subscribers for supporting the channel. And just thank you and appreciate you all and have a good day.